Welcome back, design students. In this video, we're going to finish up the controls for the eye. And what we're going to do is set up some custom parameters that we'll attach to this eye controller. If you select the eye controller, then what we'll see when we're done, if we go to the Modify tab, are parameters in here that we have set up. And these parameters are just like any other parameter for any other object in 3D Max. It's just that we define what parameters we want to control and how we want to control them, with a checkbox or a spinner or some other type of controller. And in this case, we're going to set them up to control the upper lid, the lower lid, the diameter of the pupil, and whether or not the power light is on or off. I had originally wanted to set up a control to change the color of the light, but I was unsuccessful in doing that. And if I ever figure it out, I'll let you know how it's done. So let's get started. So here we have the robot that we were working on. And what we need to do is select the eye controller. And then we need to come over to the Modify tab in the modifier list and select Attribute Holder. And that basically gives us a blank modifier which we can program to our liking. And then we need to come up to the Animation menu item and find Parameter Editor. And this is where we define the parameters that we want to control in here. There's a lot to digest in this dialog box, but we're just going to go through the basics. Here are the types of parameters that we can put in our attribute holder. So the first thing we need to do is add a rollout here, sort of a category. So let's come over to the parameter type here and find string. And then what we need to do is uncheck Add Preset Options. And then we're going to change the text, and we're going to name it I Parameters. And for the default text, we can just enter something in there. Doesn't really matter what. And everything else is good. We can go ahead and click Add. And you will see over here that we now have a rollout into which we're going to populate all the controls. Now the next thing we need to add is a float. And a float in computer programming is a number that is not a whole number. It is a fractional or decimal number. The controller type we want is a spinner. We have other choices here. We can use a slider if we want, but let's just use a spinner. And let's go ahead and name this one upper lid. And let's change the range from -100 to +100. Everything else is good, and we can go ahead and click Add. And you will see that we now have a spinner here named upper lid. And let's do that again. Everything is good here. All we need to do is now type in lower lid and click Add. And then we wanted one for the pupil diameter. And click Add. And then we wanted this time, we wanted a Boolean variable, in other words, on or off. And we want it to be a checkbox. Let's see what our options here. It could be a button if we wanted it. And we're going to name this power light on and click Add. And we are now done with this. We have our controls set up, and when we come back in the next video, we will program the parameters and wire them to our controllers. And I'll see you then.